one of our colleagues in the media space, Fox Sports' Doug McIntyre, fresh off of Weston McKennie, scoring his first Serie A goal of the season against Lecce in their 1-1 draw. They should have won that game. Jonathan David missed the penalty, and Luis Openda missed it. Not an easy chance, but he had a good look at it at the very end to maybe steal all 3 points. They ended with a 1-1 draw, which is a little unfortunate because you don't want to drop points. Pretty tight race in Serie A. But Doug McIntyre called Weston McKennie after this game the best midfielder in U.S. men's national team history. Not just this cycle or this generation, but in all time. 62 caps, 11 goals, over 200 appearances for Juve, 21 goals and 22 assists. Do we agree with this statement? Big Tones, you've seen it all. You got more experience than me and Chuck combined. You know all the midfielders, I think. He was playing back in 1950 with me, Chuck, right? With me and Big Tones. No. So
with Joe Gagins.
I want to hear your opinion on this statement about Weston McKennie being the best midfielder in U.S. men's national team history. That is bold.
I wish he would have kind of explained himself a little bit. Either that or he just, Doug, I love Doug to death. Maybe he just wanted some clicks on the day.
But he said clickbait.
Well, did you click? Because I clicked.
I was watching. I was
I think it's such a hard topic, right? Because if I think one, you can look at numbers. Two, you can look at the error. I never want to forget the fact that, some of the guys we're going to talk about, the Tab Ramoses, the Claudios, it came in a time where European clubs had 3 foreign players in the team. So if you made a European roster, man, there was no
you were
12,
you were
14
legit
guys that didn't live in Italy that were playing in the Italian team. No, there were 3, right? So there's more opportunities now. So I don't want to, there would have been more guys that had those opportunities. It just didn't have them. Right. But I wish Doug would have explained, define what are you talking about a central midfielder? Are you talking about attacking midfielder? Because for me, a lot of it becomes aesthetics. Right. So if I was going to break down, I don't know, give me a topic, the smoothest midfielder, the guy that when he had the ball at his feet, he just looked smooth, didn't look rushed, For me, that was Claudio Reyna, right? Mm-hmm. Just smooth on the ball.
Who would be number 2?
John O'Brien.
John O'Brien would be number 2. But I would have said, if you told me who the best passer of the ball was in the midfield, I would have put John O'Brien there. In that. If you asked me who's the guy that I want in the midfield, I would probably put 2 in this category. Who's the 2 guys that I would want in the midfield doing all my dirty work, right? They actually played together. Would be Jermaine Jones and would be Michael Bradley. Yeah. If you asked me who's the guy,
Pablo Mastriani in there too.
Pablo is another good one.
With Pablo. Yeah, love playing with that guy. The thing
I get skewed with Pablo. Remember, he played center back as well. I get a little bit but better, no doubt better.
But Thomas Dooley then. Thomas Dooley would be.
If you ask me, a guy who covered the most ground and looked like an antelope on the field or like a deer running down the field, it was Thomas Dooley. Hands down, Thomas Dooley. No one got box to box. He is the best box. When I say, because I don't think there's a lot of box to box guys anymore in world football. We just don't play that way anymore.
No. Michael Bradley was box to box too.
Michael Bradley was another one. The guy who was the box to box midfielder was Thomas Dooley. Hands down, covered the most ground. But if you ask me who I would give the ball in any situation in the midfield, any situation, I put it at his neck. Right, I'll drill the ball in his neck. It's Tab Ramos.
That's my normal pass. So I would have loved to play with Tab.
Jimmy, you give me a Jimmy pass, then I want to give it to Tab Ramos. So I just wish
Jermaine was phenomenal. Jermaine to me was on the cusp of breaking into the German national team when they had Schweinsteiger, right? We're talking about the highest level, Ballack, Schweinsteiger. They had the top, and he couldn't crack into there, but he was in the conversation. That's how good Jermaine was. I wish Jermaine was with us for more than one cycle. If you had Jermaine for 3 cycles instead of 1, I think the conversation would be a lot different, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because seeing him every day in training, I got a good appreciation for all the things that he could do. Because he started out as a striker in the youth academy, right? And then kind of slowly made his way back. But he could strike a ball with both feet. He had this aggression that added to his profile as a defensive midfielder, box to box. He never got tired. He had great pace for that position, strength, could jump through the roof, great in the air. And we all remember the strike against Portugal. Like, he had that signature moment in a World Cup.
Right. Which
and
Weston doesn't have yet. Not to
No.
say he won't. He could have it this summer, and we all hope that he does. But
I hope he has it somewhere around end of June,
yeah, exactly. Right.
first week of July, somewhere around.
I guess a part of this too is like, how do you define? And you got into it, Big Tones. Is like, what makes the best U.S. midfielder? Is it clearly that Doug is bringing club form into this and playing 200 times, over 200 times for Juventus? Is incredible. I can't even. 15 years ago, I'd be like, that is wild. Whoever did that is going to be an absolute boss, and he is. But then I think the signature moment that you're bringing up, Chuck, is important too. Like, okay, well, if you consider the best midfielder of all time for the U.S., for me, that's showing up in the key moments. World Cup qualifying, in World Cups. Okay, Nations League, he scored a couple big goals against Mexico versus Weston in the Nations League. He's had those signature moments in the Nations League. He had a chance against England. It was 0-0. He had a pretty good look at the, in the box, right near the top of the box, and skied it over. That was a good moment. There's no denying that, he can hold his own at the highest level. That's unquestionable. But having that signature moment, like Jermaine did, I think takes him to the next level. Michael Bradley has the signature moment, scoring that goal against Slovenia, right, to help us continue.
But also the chip in Azteca.
Yeah. Right. Which is a World Cup qualifier, right? So it's like those big moments.
And to go off of Tony, with one Jermaine, and I see a comment from Matt Christopher. He said, Chuck, he was in a slight conversation for Germany, but he was never going to make that team. Let's be real. 2014 World Cup winning Germany. Phew, what a team. Yes, my point is, look at the Germany teams from 2006, 02 to 2014. Stacked. We're talking among the best midfielders in the world. So to be in that conversation to begin with, you're saying that player could have played with the U.S. for a number of World Cups. It would change a lot in the way that we talk about Jermaine. But you pair him with Michael Bradley, and Michael Bradley, I played with him in youth national team, from the U18 national team all the way up. And from that to seeing him perform at under 20 World Cups, to the Olympics, to the national team and World Cups and the Confederations Cup, World Cup qualifying, the guy was a beast. And, he did play for Roma and aside with De Rossi and Totti, and he broke into Germany with Mönchengladbach. So he had played in big leagues too, and big teams. But I think if you're not putting U.S. national team performances slightly ahead of club performances, I think that's where the misconception is, because Landon Donovan is probably the one that you say, well, if you're going to put European club performances ahead of the World Cup, then what is Landon Donovan, right? So for me, you had Clint, who did what he did in Europe and with the national team, and that's why he's always going to be seen right there with Landon, because of how he fought in Europe year after year as an American bearing the flag, knowing that, like Tony said, you have a number of things working against you.
Tones, really quick, if Tab Ramos was playing now, and because there's recency bias, right? We get to see Weston week in and week out, and the visibility of the sport is higher than it's ever been. If we had been seeing Tab Ramos at his peak, I feel like we'd just be like, dude, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Where, I feel like that's a little unfair for the older guys that were absolute.
Yeah, but it is what it is, right? It is, and you know what? And I went on that rant, and if you asked me to put like two in the midfield in my all-time team, I probably and these are guys that I played. I'd put John Harkes there, because when you talk about sort of the godfather of midfielders, right? John Harkes was in that group, right? That helped us qualify. Was in the group in '94. Was one of the first guys to go do it in Europe. Although he played at Sheffield Wednesday quite a bit as a right back when Roland Nielsen was hurt. And he scored. I mean, go look. You guys Google it really quick. John Harkes' goal in the FA Cup. I think.
I've seen that thing.
Dude,
Thunderstrike.
we still have not seen anybody hit a ball like that. John had a little bit of everything, the engine, passing ability. Like, he was good in a lot of areas. And I would think the one guy that was probably more or not, I shouldn't say more. Let me take that back. As the only one that could equal him from a tactical standpoint about thinking about the game is probably Michael Bradley, right? Michael Bradley was a thinker in the game.
Yep.
John Harkes was cut in that same mold. He thought about the game, like he sees the game, and he's been a pretty good coach because of it. So those are the guys. I mean, it's so
Tones,
hard.
rank for us right now.
Well, let's go to
just
a
like
tiers ranking.
just
Tiers
between because you played with them, you've seen them at their peak. So I'm just talking just these three players: Claudio Reyna, Tab Ramos, and John Harkes.
Let's get the tiers up. With Des put up a graphic. We got a graphic.
Hold on. So what am I ranking? Because two different, like Claudio and John play more similar position. Although Claudio played out wide in the World Cup for Bruce in 2002 when he made that team. He didn't really play in the middle of the field, but I'll keep him as a central midfielder. I would love those two in the midfield because Claudio would be my music maker in the midfield, and John would be the guy that just cleans Tyler Adams' role, if you will, in this team. And Tab, I would just let Tab from this right side of the field all the way to that number 10 spot. Go find the game. Wherever you think the game is, go find it. Just like a la the goal that we scored against Colombia in the World Cup. That assist, one of the two best assists, I think, for me that we've had in the World Cup. Eddie Lewis's in 2002 against Mexico, laying it on Landon's head at the back post might be the best assist that we've had. But go look at Tab Ramos' little clip around the corner. He just found the game at that moment, got to the middle of the field. That's how I would line those three up. How do you rank them? It's kind of hard, Chuck, because I don't know that there's a 1, 2, or 3 because they're just different. I would put them together though I would put them together because they had different qualities for sure.
All right. So we did get a graphic up. We know that Big Tones in particular loves rankings. So we had a tiers ranking.
Really?
There's we have the GOAT status, Mount Rushmore difference maker, in the conversation, reliable starter. And so
Des, this is a top notch little graph you put up together here.
Yeah. GOAT, Mount Rushmore, difference maker.
I like this.
So we got Jermaine Jones first.
Oof.
Chuck, is he GOAT status? He's in Mount Rushmore for you, seems like. But he's the GOAT.
He's Mount Rushmore. He's not GOAT because, again, longevity for me.
Okay. So we got Jermaine Jones on Mount Rushmore.
So we only putting 4 in Mount Rushmore?
That's right. We only have 4. We have room for 1 GOAT.
Okay. I'm trying to see
Thomas
the rest
Dooley.
of the pictures.
This is Big Tones. We're going to come to you for Thomas Dooley.
Definitely a difference maker. I don't put him in Mount Rushmore, nor do I put him as the GOAT midfielder, but definitely in the difference maker. For sure.
All right. We're going to go right back to you, John Harkes. You have to play with them. I think that makes a big difference. And I love the insight that Chuck has on Jermaine Jones.
I'm trying to see the rest of the pictures here.
Got John Harkes, Tyler Adams, Tab Ramos, Michael Bradley,
Ernie Stewart, John O'Brien, Weston, and Claudio.
Oof. Oh man, this is tough, bro.
Yeah, this is tough. I'll tell you that right now. This is not easy.
Because I know where I'm going with my GOAT. So now I got to go down the line.
Is Armas on here? I feel like Armas.
Maybe just the fact that he got hurt before the big tournament.
I know he got hurt, but he was in the.
Can we say? I guess in this you would have had to play in a World Cup, right?
Kind of like Stu Holden would have been.
Yeah.
You're right. He didn't get injured.
Or I'm on Hark. Sorry. Yeah.
Ricardo Clark too was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Rico was good, dude.
Doing all the dirty work.
So I think I got my.
Well, he's struggling here.
I'm gonna put John in the difference maker.
Okay.
Right, with Dooley, yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Who's up? Tyler Adams. I feel like it's too soon to anoint him as Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna put difference maker for Tyler Adams. There's plenty of time for him to get into that status, but only 1 World Cup in. I can't anoint any of the new guys yet. All
right, Tones, you're on. This is Tab.
Tab.
Yeah, I mean, okay, just go.
Go.
Rapid fire? We can't rapid fire this. We need to talk.
Rapid fire, 40 years of history. Right.
So
here.
you got Tab Ramos
Michael.
as the GOAT. Okay. Michael Brad, that's you, Chuck.
Yeah.
I put him in Mount Rushmore. For me, I put him in Mount
me
Rushmore.
too.
Yeah,
That's
I'd put him
right.
in Mount Rushmore too.
Okay. And then
Ooh, man, it's getting tough from here.
I don't know.
I would have put Mo
Who's up?
Adu in this list
Yeah.
too.
Mo Adu. What about David Regi?
Yeah, right.
He was more of a center back though. Did you play with
can I
Regi?
jump-
Can we sidebar
Yeah,
Regi? Was he
yeah.
any good? Tones?
Yeah, he was good. Just
was good.
couldn't get along with the management. He just couldn't. Yeah, it was different than probably what he was used to at his club. I'll just leave it at that. Can I go Claudio? Or is that unfair?
Go ahead. Go Claudio.
Mount Rushmore for me. Claudio.
Mount Rushmore, Claudio. Okay. Ernie Stewart.
Oof.
Ernie Stewart.
We're considering him a midfielder, huh?
Yeah,
Straight midfielder.
In the
I feel like you bring
conversation?
Ernie Stewart in the conversation, that opens up.
I think in the conversation.
I think if you bring in Ernie Stewart, then that opens up like Landon and Clint and
No.
I feel like
we're
Ernie had a lot of
You're
goals,
talking about
right?
central
Ernie?
midfielders, though.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
he's not a
I mean,
central
Landon
midfielder.
dabbled in that area. I said dibbled.
So in
all
the
right.
conversation here, then.
Okay, in the conversation.
Or
I feel
reliable starter.
like Ernie was a forward for me. Like
Yeah.
I considered him a forward for me, but okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we'll put him in the conversation. He's not an out and out
All right. John O'Brien.
John O'Brien.
man, he was a stud.
dude.
Ugh. I'm gonna
gotta
let you two go on these, man.
I'll say difference maker.
John O'Brien.
I wish I got to play with him. I played with him in a
Dude.
I played with him in the Steve Nash game. And I kid you not, he was so technically gifted and smooth in this
so good.
that I thought to myself, I can't imagine. Because when you play in some of these charity games and
Yeah.
celebrity games, you're saying, okay, all right, I see a guy, and you're like, all right, I don't know what people are thinking about this guy. But if someone is so good at this level, and you're like, I want to see what they were like in their prime, that is the type
unreal.
of player John
Remember
O'Brien
when
was.
he went to Ajax, when nobody was going to Europe, he went to the one
Right.
club in the world that was producing the most technical players for all of Europe. People were coming out of Ajax like crazy. He went to Ajax when no Americans were going to Europe, and went to that club of all the clubs and because he was so technical.
The only thing is longevity, and that's a big
injuries, no doubt. Injuries were his downfall. Yeah.
I mean, and he was with me on the 2006 World Cup team, and he just wasn't himself. I could tell he wasn't 100%. But Bruce trusted him enough. Like, we know he's got so much quality that he can still help in different situations.
So are you putting him in different maker here?
Yeah, if he had stayed healthy, he won the Eredivisie in 2002, 2004 with Ajax. I mean, his 2002 year, I mean, for both club and country was just next level. Had he prolonged that, right, and then obviously had another killer World Cup in 2006, it wouldn't even be a question. He'd be on Mount Rushmore for sure. But difference maker, John O'Brien. But he's the biggest with the asterisk. I mean, he had so much. It's crazy. So Weston McKennie.
So we just went through.
Not GOAT.
We just went through top of history talking about U.S. men's national team. Who put him on Mount Rushmore?
Who put him on Mount Rushmore? You can't just
throw it up there. No.
I don't.
He's not on Mount Rushmore.
Not yet. He can. He's right there. He's in the conversation, but. Or difference maker. He can be in the difference maker status, but
definitely there, 100%. Like
difference maker.
No lower than that for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But to get Mount Rushmore status, it's got to be more than one World Cup.
I'm hoping.
No, I guess Jermaine Jones did it in one World Cup, so I guess he would be the exception.
Yeah, I'm hoping he makes that next step in our graphic. I told you around July somewhere. Around July
that'd be
this
amazing.
year. Yeah.
This is it. It's all laid out for him. Mount Rushmore is almost there.
You know what I equate it to right now is if Doug McIntyre said Christian Pulisic is the best national team player of all time, best U.S. player of all time. And there's no doubt when you're talking about club form, winning a Champions League, playing for Chelsea, Dortmund, killing it at Milan, without a doubt, he's the best technically gifted U.S. men's national team, U.S. soccer player of all time. but he has yet to eclipse what Clint has done in 3 World Cups, scoring in 3 World Cups. He has yet to do what Lannon's done, which is making the best 11 in a World Cup in 2002 as a youngster. And this the 2010 goal against Algeria. So those moments, those massive moments for the national team. Now, he has done some incredible moments. I think the man in the mirror thing with the Nations League, beating Mexico, he's had some massive moments, but and throwing his body on the line to score the goal against Iran, right? Those are
about to say,
right. Those are some big moments, but to which I eventually know he's going to get there. But
yeah, of course. But this is the summer, baby. This is the summer.
He
When
needs
puts a
that
stamp on it. He
marquee
needs a stamp.
pop.
He
I
needs
am
to stamp
the
it.
GOAT. I am the official GOAT. So he's working towards that. But
He is.
to say already that he's eclipsed Lannon and Clint, I think most would say not
Well,
yet.
same with Weston. Weston, he's just not there. He's just not there. And speaking of Weston, actually, he's playing today against the Swallow. That will be at 2:45 p.m. Eastern on Paramount Plus. Make sure you check that out. Oh, look at you. You got to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. So if you want more average to good content, then you know where to go find it. Go peruse our channel, then hit like, then hit subscribe, and of course, turn on your notifications so that you never miss a show. We'll see you next time.